back to another episode of High Top Sports. I'm in the studio with... What's up, baby? Just feeling pumped, baby.
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. I've been looking forward to this all week, my man. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, too. I feel it's been too long, Steve. Just kidding. I saw you like yesterday.
Yeah, like an hour.
How we doing, bub?
I'm good, my man. I'm good, my man. Welcome back, everybody, from a hopefully safe and fun 4th of July weekend. Let's get back after this thing. Let's do what we do.
Dude, so before we get into the topics really quick, 4th of July is by far the greatest holiday of all time. It's my favorite. I'm sad that it's over. I used to, with Christmas, you used to be sad that it's over. Not anymore. Like, I genuinely get depressed when 4th of July is over. When the last firework goes off, you're like, damn, I wish I just had one more little, cake. That's what they call them. Just to shoot off.
A little sparkler, anything. So,
you know what I mean?
Give me that.
It's just like it's like the last explosion. You're yelling, you're hollering. You got the music pumping. The blood is just fueling you up. Again, my 4th of July was perfect. I mowed the yard, okay, and I think mowing the yard on 4th of July is by far the perfect, just American duty. Right? Like
it fits perfectly. You get out there, you get hot, you're sweaty, you knock out some responsibilities, you look back at that yard, you just feel triumphant. And then you wait for those things to start popping off. And man, if that doesn't get the blood pumping, if that doesn't make you feel like the biggest patriot out there, I don't know what does.
Just that fresh cut grass, like it's a great smell. Like, and we were talking about this like during the week. Like when I think of 4th of July, you try to put together the perfect montage, like this Sandlot montage with the fireworks. They're running in their white Converse right through the picnic, through the hot dogs and the hamburgers, and they've been playing baseball all day. Like that's what you envision every time, like when you think of 4th of July. And this year, mowed the yard. We went to the pool. There was kids. They had a wiffle ball. I was like, babe, if you need me, you know where I'm gonna be. I taught the kids how to play wiffle ball, right? We created a little field, hitting dingers over these kids. Didn't give a shit. I was just hitting bombs, okay? No holding back any punches. I'm getting old, all right? I got to take everything I can get. And then we went.
Watch a little Joey Chestnut.
Little Joey Chestnut, right? Choked out some guy.
What's right for America, yeah.
What is going on here, dude? What are we doing here? And then we shoot off some fireworks, man. It's a tradition for us that we always do before the fireworks. I do the national anthem, the Whitney Houston from the 1991 Super Bowl, I believe.
I believe that's close.
I think that
89, 91, one of those.
It was definitely in the 90s, and we just pump on the music. And this time was really cool, man, because everyone comes out. Everyone knows that we've done it for the last two. Well, we did it for New Year's and for 4th of July. So it's kind of a thing, right? Everyone's expecting a show. And I walked around, kind of let everybody know, like, hey, everybody blowing some stuff off. Like, nobody kept anybody off guard. There's people just standing around, like people I hadn't spoke to, I haven't seen, never met before. And I put on the national anthem, and we're looking at one of the flags off the house. Everybody, Steve, is standing up doing the national anthem. Like, dude, it's just goosebumps, man. Like, you can't, it's just something that it was absolutely incredible. Like, it's why I love this country. Just moments like that where we all come together because you don't have to say anything. Like, you could barely hear the music, but everybody knew what was going on and stood there the entire time. Like, just absolutely incredible. Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, Mom.
You throw the History Channel on, it's got all kinds of good stuff. It just like you could literally just leave that on from 2 days before until a couple of hours afterwards, and you just stop by, you walk by the TV, you stop, you watch for a little while, you're like, damn right. And you just keep on and you keep on going.
I love it. It's a great day. I'm ready for next year already. We're gonna put on a good show next year. Everyone was kind of wanting to be part of it more, so I'm excited to do more. Yes, Mom, I told you I wasn't doing any. That was my bad. That was my finger slipped. Finger slipped. I had a little moonshine out of a mason jar. It was a good day, Tater. It was a good day. All right, enough of that. Enough of the talk. Hope you guys had a great 4th of July. Yes, USA, Johnny, USA. We'll get into the comments here in a minute, but we've got a jam-packed show. We've got Baker being traded. We're going to get into that a little bit, dive into that. We have some huge recruiting news, a lot of guys that we're looking at. We could be pulling a major haul, and we'll explain why here. Corey Bender, he's the one who kind of reported it, so I want to give some shout-out and credit to him from On3. Guy's always putting out some bunch of great information. Then we're going to go into the two conferences again. We talked about it last week, or on Sunday, but Steve was on a hiatus. He kept taking 15s in the middle of the show, so we were dealing with that. But we got a little more information. We got a little more of a dissect of how it's going to be, and then we want to talk about, like, what does it mean for college football, and is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? Is time will tell? We'll see. Voice of the Gators. We got a new voice in town, and we're gonna go over that. We're gonna do a little listening to see. Again, I think you need like a highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the job's already his, but I still want to know what I'm working with. You know what I mean? You gotta earn me. All right, Sean Kelly. Why not UF? We'll talk about that. We'll explain what that means. Fantasy football. Everybody knows what that is. I'm hoping for those of you that are members have already kind of tapped into what this is about, and we'll go into that. It's going to be exciting. We're pumped. I'm really excited about this. It's going to be a good time. So we'll talk about that. Then we're going to break down the FSU schedule like we did in Miami last week, and then we're going to do a little hot takes, kind of go over some things. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It's going to be fun.
I'm ready for it. Look, we got some interesting names, and there's some familiar names here in the chat. So welcome back,
Shake
everybody.
Money.
What's up, Bubba? What's up, big man?
North Florida Cowboy. Yeah.
Always good to see you. Always good to see you. North Florida Cowboy. He's back in the game. My gosh, we got some new names. We got some names that are back again for the 40th time. Brian Carter. What's up, my man? Good to see you in there as well. Matthew
Roby, what's going on, man? Let's ready for a great show. Let's go Gators. Absolutely. Waves, welcome back. It's been a while. Yes, what's up? Haven't been on here in a minute. Absolutely. Aaron Jelinski, scared money don't make money, baby.
Scared money don't make money, you know?
You know? That's right. Brian Carter, go Gators. Yes, sir. Cody, sorry I can't watch tonight. Live working tonight. See you guys on Sunday. All right, Cody. No worries. $20 super chat up for grabs. Cody, you enjoy your night at work. Sorry that you're going to miss tonight, bub. What is that? Screw Cryami. Yes. His name had me messed up. USMC Gator Twins 15. Yes. Screw Cryami. We're going to get into that a little bit too. But first things first order of business is Baker Mayfield was traded to the Panthers. Look, guys, I'm disconnected from like the other reality because I'm so honed in on this Florida Gator nonsense with just trying to keep up what's going on. There's so many moving pieces. So I miss a lot of things. Steve had a pretty groundbreaking news to me. I'm like, there's no... And I always got to fact check Steve. I was like, I don't believe you. This guy's out of his mind. Baker to the Panthers. I don't know, Steve. Tell me, what's going on? What's your thoughts?
Look, it feels like a weird trade, right? I mean, look, they have Deshaun Watson in Cleveland right now, but I don't know if there could be a bigger black cloud over a quarterback who hasn't played it down for you, his name, and that's Deshaun. There's still people just falling out of the woodwork of just about any massage
wild to me, dude.
To north or south of the Mason-Dixon line, for that matter, coming up with new stories. I mean, short of maybe Canada, I think is we've only seen a few things out of there, but right now. You've got Baker Mayfield, who was the first-round draft pick for the Cleveland Browns. A great draft for them overall if you look at some of the other talent that they got there. He is now going to be in the quarterback room with Sam Darnold and their most recent draft pick from this draft that we just wrapped up in Matt Corral out of Ole Miss. Now, if you're a Carolina fan, and even if you're not, some of these names have a little bit of name recognition, right? Baker, we all know, first-round draft pick. He played well. Sam Darnold, also a first-round draft pick. You feel like you've got some talent there. Matt Corral, obviously you've seen some things that he can do just recently on the college football field. So you feel like, look, we've got something at this position. Man, until you start to look at some of this.
Sam did a good job too last year. I feel like
I don't felt like it.
Yeah.
I don't think he was as much of a liability as he was a strength. But we've seen time and time again that an NFL football team can win a Super Bowl with the defense being the strength of the team. But that being said, and I think this is maybe where you can get a little concerned if you're a Panthers fan because those teams that won Super Bowls with great defenses also didn't have this statistic at their quarterback position. So the number of interceptions thrown since the 2018 season, Baker Mayfield leads that with 56 interceptions thrown, only to be followed up shortly behind by Sam Darnold with 52 interceptions thrown. So it looks and feels like you've got a rookie Matt Corral. You've got some veterancy behind you, I guess ahead of him at the position. But I'm not sure that anybody in the organization believes that they got their guy. And you can tell that by looking at what Carolina traded to get Baker Mayfield, which is a 2024 conditional NFL draft pick, meaning it could be nothing if this guy can't even get on the field. It could be little to nothing by the time it's all said and done.
So I have here the depth chart. Okay. Guess who's number 1 right now for a quarterback on the depth chart?
Darnold.
Baker. Already taking that top spot. Yeah. So,
instant one.
Yeah, instant number 1. Now, here's my thing. I'm a big Baker guy. Love me some old Mayfield. It's a little interesting to me because of all the nonsense that's going on with Deshaun. Why would you ship off that backup? Now, I think pretty sure Baker wanted out of there anyways, and probably got loud enough to where they're like, screw it, we're not going to deal with it. Deshaun has guaranteed money, which is probably also an issue. But it's a little strange. I feel like you're kind of going all in on a guy who may or may not have a job, or may not be allowed to play in a sense. But they have him at number 1. They had that first round draft pick, Ikem Ekwonu, remember the left tackle?
Yes.
So they have him, and then they got DJ Moore, obviously Robbie Anderson as their 1 and 2 for a wide receiver, Marshall Terrence for kind of like a smaller guy. But they've got obviously Christian McCaffrey. Now I feel like this team is it's built pretty well, right? Where they're missing that piece, in my opinion, as a quarterback. I feel like Baker can be that guy, and I think he struggled a little bit in Cleveland, and this is going to be his last kind of saving grace. Like, look, this is a well put together team, a team that was led somewhat well by Sam Darnold. I mean, if I had DJ Moore on my fantasy team last year, he did pretty well. Now that doesn't mean that it was a successful season for the Panthers, but I felt like for all the hate that Sam usually gets, he came in and did a pretty good job outside of the injury where Cam had to step in. So I don't think it's a shoo-in for Baker. I think they just have it kind of slotted for that right now. I think it's going to be a battle. I don't think Matt has a chance against the other two. I could be wrong, but it's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited for Baker. I think it's a good opportunity for him to get away, and we're going to get a chance to see, because I felt Manziel never really got an opportunity to get away from the dumpster fire of Cleveland, right? Baker is getting an opportunity to get away from that dumpster fire and make a name for himself to where he becomes more valuable. Maybe he can go where he wants to go. This is his time. He better show up. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, look, Baker, like I know you're rooting for the guy, but let's not forget what he had for a talent level in Cleveland. I mean, he had Landry, he had Odell, he had the kid out of Georgia, the running back out of Georgia. It's not as if he didn't have the weapons that he needed, and it didn't pan out. But my gosh, I mean, if you think that, that maybe just a different atmosphere, a different city, a different beginning is going to give him what he needs, that's great. But it wasn't like he got trapped in a bad scenario with the offensive talent around him. It just didn't pan out, obviously. But he's had the ability to play with folks around him that can make plays.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see, fun to watch. I mean, football season's always exciting. It's just kind of gets the blood pumping. So I'm excited to see him not play at Cleveland and have an opportunity to shine and play with Christian McCaffrey. Is going to be exciting. Both those guys are electric. So it's going to be good. Let's get to the comments before we move on to some recruiting. We got some people here. Andrew Apple, what's up, family? Lincoln's a week old today. Also, guys, we have the GoFundMe for Andrew and his family to help support him during his time. His son was born with a hole in his heart, and they're having to live outside of their realms and rent a home for the time being. So if you guys can help out in any way, I'm sure he'll be much appreciated there. Link is in the description. Let's see who else we got in the chat here. We got Aiden Sai. He said, feels like Panthers are working for a top 3 pick in the next draft. He also said, I wanted to go back. You guys had me in the birthing episode, subbing right now. Well, we go first, full circle. Adrian, full circle. Thank you for subscribing.
It's hard. It's hard to stand that up. I mean, we had one of our own literally
born on
filling
the cast.
us in on the cast. Yeah, that was amazing.
It's weird. My wife,
hard to top that.
It's gonna be awkward. How my wife's gonna be pissed if she has the art kit on a Wednesday. Like, you're gonna be by yourself. I don't know how she's gonna handle that, but you can tell her, Steve. We have
this is Holly coming in live from the from Maternity Ward 7. Caitlin and Shelton, we're live on YouTube. Tell us how you're doing so far. Oh, 8 centimeters dilated, fantastic. Everybody, stay tuned.
Sean says, Holly, you may as well get you some Gator merch. UMC says Gator Collective can get him some cool merch in orange and blue. Deep down, he's a Gator fanatic. So yeah, he's a classic Gator.
You people.
Brian Carter says a little more about recruiting. We'll get into that, Bubba. Connor says Goodell slipped the Texas DA off his season tickets. Deshaun going to play for sure. Okay.
I like that.
DJ Moore is better off throwing to himself. Life is Real TV. What's up, fellas? What's going on? Daniel's back at it again. My goodness.
Oh, boy. This is going to get saucy.
ACC collabs with Pac-12. I'm glad you brought that up because I mentioned that last time about possibly a 3-conference thing. And I haven't heard much about it, but I'm glad you brought that up. We'll go into that a little bit. Sean and Daniel talking smack, per usual. Mr. Nobody, yay, fantasy football. Absolutely. Yeah, Adrian, Baker is going from one dumpster to another. I think it's good for Baker for his personal brand. I think the Panther brand isn't as of a dumpster fire as Cleveland. The Panthers have had success in the last 20 years. They went to the Super Bowl in 2015 with Cam. So it's not like they're completely just washed away. A talented guy came in and they did well. To me, I feel like the front office is a little bit more colluded than at Cleveland. Look, we're talking from this dumpster to this dumpster, okay? But when you're Baker, I mean, if you can get one step out of the dumpster, you're just going to use that dumpster to get to another dumpster, okay? Jacksonville's next, Baker. We're here waiting for you.
Come on, baby. Let's go with this.
Mom's asking about how the baby is. Let's see here. Baker was a beast in college. Sure was. DeAndre Gasha, Birmingham, Alabama in the house. Love you guys. Show as always. Go Gators. DeAndre, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Wow, ACC can't do anything until 2036 BC grant rights unless conference totally dissolves. Interesting.
Yeah, we can talk about that when we get into the two
conferences.
Model. Yeah, okay. That's a big thing for anybody in the ACC and trying to move around a little bit here. But we'll definitely touch on that as we go through the topics.
I was going to move on, but I can't. This name popped up, but I cannot not say it or ignore it. Dixie Boosh Wookie. Dixie Boosh Wookie. I mean... That's all I got to say about that. That's the greatest. That's one of the greatest names.
That we address you. Did we have to use all three?
No,
names?
all three. Every time. It's Dish Boosh. It's Dixie Boosh Wooksy to you. It says, "Where's Dan Mullet working at these days?" He's at a. Is that true? I can't remember if we've determined that was true or not. I think he was working, or his son was going to be playing there, or he's working for some high school in Georgia.
Yeah, like a small school, a high school that he was going to coach his kid. Yeah, I think that's the case.
He's at a high school in Georgia, Dixie Boosh. I love it. This chat's incredible.
It's official. It's a three-name. It's a three-name official name. No acronyms.
It's here, locked. People. It's locked in. It's a dial. I would love for Dixie to subscribe if they're not already, just so we can see it across the screen already. This is awesome. All right, let's get into some great Gator recruiting while we're all here. While we're all hyped up about this. Okay. So Corey Bender put out a little thing, or just a little bit earlier today, where there's some more names too. But the big 3 names that I saw that I was getting excited about, which could be a huge haul if it all happened, if in a perfect world here. Derek LeBlanc, who we've been talking about, 4-star defensive lineman. He's been on the radar. I heard from our buddy Soderquist that he feels a little uneasy about him, but I see on 247 that he's still warm for us, and I'm feeling good about the pull here, and here's why. We got Jakeem Jackson, who's visited Florida a few times, worked out with the cornerback coach individually one-on-one, 4-star recruit, okay? He is also now warm towards Florida, okay? And then we have John Walker, defensive lineman, 4-star as well. He's heavy on Ohio, but has Florida in there. Why these 3 names, and what's the importance of this little trifecta that we got going on here, okay? Here's the importance. Jakeem and Derek are heavy Gators from what we've heard thus far, right? Josh is the only Ohio one, okay? No worries. Jakeem, Jackson, Derek, and John all have something in common. You want to know what that is, Steve?
I would love to know what that is.
They're all committing on July 28th. You also want to know why they're all committing together on July 28th?
I would love to know that,
Sheldon. The anticipation is killing you. I can see it all over your face. They all go to school together, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Look, I'm not saying that we're going to have to send a bus to pick all 3 of them up, but I'm saying somebody call the bus because we're picking all 3 of them up, baby. Let's go. Load up the bus. I'm fired up. Look, this one could be a huge, this one could just shush the Billy haters to sleep. It could also go the other way and be a complete failure, and I would look like an idiot with a mustache in like 3 weeks. But that's going to happen either way, okay? So, we got a super chat, $5 from Shake Money. Dan Mullen is playing Cousin Eddie in a Christmas vacation reboot. Robot. Reboot.
Reboot.
Thank you for the super chat there, Shake Money. Appreciate it, big dog. Filling up the little tip jar here for that's a tip. That's a tip to you, Stevie. That's a shot to you, Stevie. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, Shake Money. There he is. Never in doubt, boys and girls. Steve never let you down. So look, I am really excited about those three. That's going to be huge. Another big one is Eugene Wilson, who we talked about before, but it's getting warmer. July 8th, which is in 2 days. 4-star wide receiver. Look, just like the Manning effect, right, by a good quarterback going to a college, that's going to pull wide receivers, running back, the whole 9 yards, right? A good wide receiver is going to help for quarterbacks as well because, look, I want to go throw to this kid. I see what he can do. So this is going to hopefully help us steal some of those quarterback juices that are flowing around out there that we talked about. We've gone over that a few times, like what's left and what's available. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. But super excited about Eugene. Eugene seems like a shoo-in from what I'm hearing and through the grapevine. And now, look, I'm not a source by any stretch, but I'm connected and I talk to as many people as I can, and that's what I'm hearing. So I'm excited about those 4 names. Three of the four I'm really pumped about. The John Walker is heavy right now in Ohio, but I'm hoping that it's just kind of like a package deal, right? Where they just kind of like buy one, get 2 free kind of thing.
Ooh.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Talk about shocking the world, though. I mean, my gosh, you've got 4 kids lined up, all with hats in front of them, and they all just make the plunge together. They basically are setting up their own corner of the depth chart. They've got their own portion of the locker room already kind of cordoned off for the kids who came in all at the same time. So, but yeah, you're right. That could fix a huge perception issue with Billy and what some of the things he's gone through here over the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be a big day. You got 2 weeks before that's up.
Yeah, the 28th, I believe, is. I'm trying to look at the dates now. Yeah, and Eugene is the 8th, and they're the 28th. So we've got some time before that happens. We got Jordan Castle, 4-star safety. That's a kind of a new emerging one. He's not until October, though. So there's plenty of time. There's going to be some football scene. That one we'll kind of let go for now. Tyree Adams, offensive tackle, 4-star as well. He's had 3 visits thus far, so that's good. Look, offensive tackle, the O-line was a big pull for Florida. That was a big focus of emphasis. They've talked about it time and time again, and we missed out on Francis Magabagala that went to Miami, and also Lucas Sims, who is committing July 11th. He has Florida State on their radar, so this one could be a little tug of war here, Steve. 4-star O-line.
I like it.
Yeah, it is Florida State, USC, Tennessee, and Florida. Now, Dave Waters, who's pretty tuned in with this stuff and kind of got his finger on the pulse, he predicted FSU and USC, which I was upset about that. But I still wanted to at least kind of put him out there and let him know that we were on the mark. I would love for it to be a kind of a draw between the two. Maybe he'll come out and do a final 2, and it's Florida and Florida State. I'd be like, oh, that's fun. That'll be a good time. Be a
little online fist fight here. Look, again, it's kind of going back to locking down the in-house talent. I think we're both in need of some help on the lines. I've definitely talked about it here quite a bit on especially the offensive line for FSU. So that would be that'd be a huge get a top 150 player.
Yeah, it'd be great for all of us. I'm sure. So
preferably FSU.
Florida, yeah, for sure. I agree with you, Steve. That's what we have. So look, the big haul is July 28th. What day is that, Steve? Is that a day that we're going to be live together?
It is a Thursday, but don't worry, we'll make ourselves available.
Okay, looks like we're gonna have a special edition of a show. Michael says, "Do you guys kiss off camera?" You don't.
No.
I mean,
Michael.
Sounds like you're missing out, Mike. Sounds like you're missing out, Mike. UMC Gator twin right now. Malik Bryant is a Gator. Yes, Malik Bryant has been a big one too. He is committing soon. I don't remember the date, but it looks like Malik Bryant is also going to be could looking like a Gator as well. Before I get to the comments here, I want to go over something. Got a few people in here. If you're brand new, welcome to the channel. Okay, High Top Sports. We go live every Wednesday at 8:35. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen thus far. If you haven't, just stick around. It gets better. Not really. But if If you're liking it, drop a like. If you're loving it, subscribe and drop a like. But I want to go over something, okay, guys? This is going to be some exciting stuff here, and I want to let everybody know what's at stake here. Fantasy football is just around the corner, as we all know. It's going to be here before we know it. It's exciting. It's electric. Who doesn't love fantasy football? All 118 of you I know got to love some fantasy football. Steve and I love fantasy football. We enjoy it dearly. We talk a lot of smack. I try to make it as fun as possible. I commissioned our league last year. Steve, who won that league?
After collusion, I believe it was you.
Yeah, right. It's a great time. We do a live draft. We did a live draft last year, and we also make little recap videos and things like that, and it's a great time. A lot of smack talking. We want to extend the offer to you guys. We want to make this a group effort where you guys can be part of the shit talking. How do you join? How do you become part of it? The winner gets $150, okay? As well as a signed Gator helmet. By who? That's going to be decided. We're going to see who we can get. How do I play? Sean? How do I get into this? You become a member.
Great question, Sheldon.
You join, you earn your wings, you become a member, and it's going to put you into it. We have a ton, I don't know how many we're going to get, but it's going to put you into a drawing to be a part of this and have a chance to win $150 cash money. It's going to be through the membership. We're going to be able to communicate through there. You're going to have a special video where, again, we hand out weekly prizes where there's going to be hats. We're ordering hats. We're getting T-shirts. We're going to get stickers. And there's going to be your winners and losers of each week. And those guys are also going to receive prizes. So it's going to be an absolute blast. It's going to be a great time to talk smack. Daniel, back at it again. It's going to be your chance to, back up the shit talking on how good you are, your football skills. Okay? I know we've got a lot of people in here who love to talk some smack and get involved. So look, if you want to be a part of this and you want to be involved, we're gonna push it as much as we can because I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be an awesome time. If you're already a member, there's already a post about it. You can go check it out, kind of get an idea of kind of how it's gonna break down. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it was a good time last year. We actually did the draft live. With the folks who were in the draft, getting a chance to hop on live with us, chat with us a little bit about their picks while some other folks were going through who they were going to pick. So big time interaction with not only just Shelton and myself, but also with some of the other folks who were getting into the league. And every week we got a friendly reminder of how well Shelton's team was doing.
Look, as the commish and as the guy who makes the videos each week, there is a part where you have to deal with me a little bit more than you probably want to, and that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. I don't make the rules; I just follow by them. I do make the rules.
It was a good time. It was a good time. That was fun. It was good banter.
We're gonna be a live stream. You're gonna be able to see. You're gonna be you're gonna be part of the live stream as well. So wow, we are blowing up right now from Super Chat. Look at this. Look at it. It's just flowing across the screen. You guys are incredible here. My goodness. Look, Joe, you guys better become members. So I want to see you guys in the fantasy football. Michael says $19.90 for Michael. I feel like I'm at a strip club. Let's go Gators. Steve, I think that deserves you taking off. Steve's wearing a tank top. Show off your gun, Steve. This might be OnlyFans. This might be Steve. It's for the people. Steve is so easy. Steve is so easy. You're killing me, kid.
I'm here for the people. I'm not here for you.
Connor, $4.99. All donos on the fantasy live draft stream got to beef in the pot. Okay. Oh, the pot. You want okay, so all the donos from the fantasy live draft stream. Okay. I like where your head's at, Connor. I had to reread that. Okay, so Connor is saying that if during the live stream, during the draft, everything that's donated during that time, we will add to. I am 100% on board. 1,000%. Whatever we earn during the live draft through Super Chats, we will add to the pot. So it's 150 already, which is what Steve and I are throwing in. Okay. And then whatever you guys donate during here, we'll just add it all in on top. So that pot could get extra juicy. That's a great idea, Connor. Great idea. That's one hell of a way to use your donation. Adrian Calhoun, fan character laughing out loud with tears in their eyes. I think that's supposed to be, it's a sticker, but I can't see it on my end. So that's how it described it. Thank you, Adrian, for your fan character laughing out loud with tears in their eyes sticker. I love it. Or even better, Ricky, 99 cents, smiling face with a sunglass. I can't see it on my end, but that is absolutely incredible.
That's the case. Yeah.
We're assuming that you look good. I love it. Thank you guys so much for the donations and for the super chats. You guys are incredible. Again, we want you to become a member. Join the fantasy football. I know it's going to be electric. Chance to win hats, shirts, all kinds of jazz, and not to mention 150 and plus whatever Connor just said. So bring on the cheddar.
Plus pride. So be careful, Daniel Rivera.
Mr. Jizzle 7284. Go Gators. God, these names just got me all fired up today. Did Dixie, Booksy, Hoosey right back, or that was it? They're just one and done?
No. He Booster been throwing money for a while.
Oh, I love it. They're having their own little conversation again. It's hard for me to keep up at times. You guys are killing it. Roger Smith, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. All right, let's get into this, Steve. 2 conferences. We got to go to our next page here to dive into this. So here's what we're looking at. This is what the projection's looking like. The separation here is the Big Ten and the SEC. Now, Steve, maybe you know a little bit more about this. I haven't heard much about it. I've seen a lot of memes and a lot of Twitter things going back and forth on it. But where's the Pac-12 in this? Because teams just left for the Pac-12. I know teams left the Pac-12, but I also know teams joined the Pac-12. Right. So look, I mean, we can see the dynamic of what college football is going to be. The NCAA governing body has pretty much lost all control. The SEC was the first one to make the big move in scooping up Texas and Oklahoma, which we've known for a little while. And the Big Ten, who fiscally is probably the only conference right now that can keep up with the SEC, just swooped in and garnered one of the biggest television markets left out there. They picked up UCLA and USC. Now, look, that's going to leave 3 conferences scrambling to figure out how they're going to adapt to this, right? So now you're going to have the PAC, you're going to have the ACC, and of course, you've got the Big Ten, who is trying to figure things out as well. But it looks like right now those 2 conferences are writing the narrative on how this is going to look long term. The Big Ten picking up the California market, the biggest California market, is a big move for them, and shows that they're not going to be willing to let the SEC just kind of come in and cherry pick who they want. I know those 2 teams right now aren't on the same level as the Alabama, the Georgias, and things like that, but right now you're talking television market, and the Big Ten has its own network. So now you're pulling the LA viewership into the Big Ten network, and they can broadcast any and everything they want. So that's a pretty big move. It'll be interesting to see, at least based on right now, what's going to happen next. What's the next domino to fall? And what both conferences, I believe, are doing is waiting to see what Notre Dame does. I think what Notre Dame does next is going to have a big push on both of them, because now things are going to get really competitive. As of right now, with USC and UCLA, holy crap!
Oh boy,
scared the crap out of me, bro. Golly, dude.
That's
Michael,
so loud.
Michael has become a member, man. Sorry, Steve, just throw you off
no,
your
you're
game.
Good. You're good.
Thank you, Michael, for joining, man. Links in the description if you guys want to join.
USC moving, obviously, with Texas and Oklahoma making their move as well. Both teams are locked in at the same number. So it's going to be a chess match from here. It's going to be interesting to watch.
So you think Pac-12 is going to coexist, or are they going to get dismantled?
No, they'll probably have to be dismantled. I think what you'll see is
okay.
Whatever gets left over from the ACC, the Big 12, and what's left of the Pac-12 will likely have to form some type of its own conference, just to have the ability to keep a leg to stand on. Because at this point, you're leaving out the Oregon, Stanford, Washington, like Clemson, Florida State, Miami, again, teams that have a national draw to them, that get a lot of viewership. But, when you're at a stalemate like this, the SEC made a big move. The Big Ten matched it. It's going to be interesting to see, but it's going to be a slow death, I think, for any of the conferences not outside the two powerhouses.
So it's going to get dismantled. So we have a breakdown here of what the projections are going to look like. So potential Big Ten expansion. So we kind of know the basics: USC, UCLA, Oregon, Utah. Right? It all makes sense. It looks right. I think the difference here is the North Carolina, which is the one that you're talking about, right? So that's going to be really where, and Notre Dame. Those are going to be the two big. I mean, Notre Dame fits in the Big Ten. I don't see the reason to argue just because of simply by location, right? It makes sense to be up there. I think I've seen a few things where Notre Dame might try to just leverage this and just still be themselves. But like we talked about, I don't think it's going to work for a playoff standpoint in playoffs and doing them any justice because everyone else is going to be beating the crap out of themselves, and for them to be able to continue. And again, they have all the power. So what do I know, right? I mean, I could be completely wrong here. I mean, if they've been doing it for this long, right? I mean, you can argue that how is that different from now? To be honest with you, so maybe,
sort of. I mean, but they have their football team has their own exclusive deal with NBC. That by itself, monetarily, is enough to support it because they don't have to share that with anyone. You have to keep in mind in the conferences, there's revenue splits and allocations, and even if you have a team that doesn't make it to a bowl, the teams that did share that money. Right. So with Notre Dame, they don't share with anybody. They get to keep 100% of the money from their football conference, their football contracts and things of that nature. And NBC is paying them a very pretty penny to be the only network that can broadcast Notre Dame home games.
If I'm Notre Dame, why wouldn't I maximize that sponsorship and utilize it from an NIL perspective?
Who says they're not?
I mean, I feel like they're not recruiting like they could be. I mean,
they've always had a very high academic standard. They've turned away kids that other schools get because they're going to always put academics, and even the fact that it's a Catholic school, they're going to put those things up there. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not saying that there's not a chance that Notre Dame would take a risk on a kid, but they're not going to take a risk on 7 out of a recruiting cycle. So
okay, well said. So this is going to be the Big Ten breakdown, and then we have the SEC breakdown, which is right here. Which again, all makes sense, all looks right. The biggest thing is what you said, which was a good point, was the NC State swap. Right? You're saying, and there was an argument about the bigger brands, which we're going to talk about next week because we're going to have Big Game Boomer on next week, which is going to be a great show. So real quick, a little timeout here. Big Game Boomer posts a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Confrontational type of content. But I love it. The lists are great. They're usually pretty spot on. And they spark a debate as always. So with that, he's going to be on here. We're going to ask him about a few of his lists, kind of go at him because we've roasted him on here before. We were kind of frustrated with his list about Florida getting just railroaded by everybody, which was not okay. So you guys, let's hold some punches. I feel like we're going to be a little hostile if you guys know who I'm talking about, but it's going to be a good time. So you're saying in North Carolina is a big brand. It's just a big brand across the board. Right, NC State just exists. I mean, they're not really big at all, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. So look, North Carolina obviously is the flagship university within the state. Right. Their brand recognition, just going back to even basketball and what the colors. Even I mean, anybody who sees that the baby blue and the Argyle down the side, they know that's North Carolina. If you're the SEC and you're really in a battle to try to get the flagship school out of the state of North Carolina, you don't go after NC State. NC State's a little bit still too new and doesn't have a lot of football success on a high level, maybe like a Clemson does, where it's a little different of a battle there. Well, the one thing that really concerns me when I'm looking at this SEC expansion model is you're missing out on a lot of the West Coast, right? So there's a huge viewership out there that you're not going to get. And then you're missing out on the Northeast, like New York, Boston. I know they're not huge college towns, but there's just so many people up there that if the Big Ten can get a foothold in that area of the country.
Yeah, but the Big Ten's missing out. The Big Ten's missing on the entire bottom half.
True, but I get that. But I mean, you're also looking at your viewership is all packed into one area.
It's football country, baby. That's all you need, big dog. That's why all
It
the
is
schools
football
are down there. When I showed you the other one, there was like 4 schools to the left. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, like Wyoming and Nevada.
I'm not concerned. I'm
so
not
much other
concerned
things
about
going
that
on.
at all by any stretch of the imagination. I think that's fine. Let's dive into the what were they calling these pods?
Let's go with pods. Yeah,
Pods is the name. So I talked a little bit about how I felt our pod would lay out. This was exactly what I said, but I think I had North Carolina instead of Clemson. So I was pretty close, but it makes sense. I mean Clemson is in South Carolina, so that's they got the northern states over here, which this actually makes more sense than what I said because the NC State, Tennessee, I mean it's all right there. Again, this is exactly what I said, and I would love this. I would love this interconference play. I mean, dude, could you imagine just the football weekends with this? Everyone's saying how bad it's going to be. You're not going to have a weekend where you're like, oh, whatever, we're playing Bethune-Cookman. Like, that shouldn't happen anymore with this. It's
right.
Every week. And again, this is going to make it to where, look, you don't have to go undefeated because everyone is going to just be getting railroaded. Every week and week out, someone's going to have a chance to win. It's going to level the playing field, I think, at first, just because everyone is just going to be beat up week after week. They're not going to be able to pace out and set up a tone. And again, this is where the whole Nick Saban retiring comes into play because this is going to completely just ransack his entire, process of how he manages and handles things, right? So I don't know. I'm excited to see how it folds out, but I like the way this looks. I think it's going to make for great football. It's funny how Texas and Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma, well, they haven't left yet, but they're trying to leave, and they're just going to play each other again anyways. Missouri,
look,
too.
the one thing I will say is if it got to this point, right, and this was truly what the SEC looked like, the days of a one loss knocking you out of a national championship is gone. I mean, you're going to start to see college football teams that look like NFL teams by the time the season is over, where a 9-3, 8-4 still gives you a fighting shot to be able to get to a natty, to be able to play for the conference. Whereas before, if you're that far out and you've lost that many games, you could kiss it goodbye. But at that scenario, when you have that caliber of team, there's no chance that you see one team just come through and coast through the entire season.
Absolutely. Did we got a $10 super chat from Adam Lindell. I didn't see that come through. Did you see that? Did we say anything?
I did not. These guys have been going so fast
My
tonight.
goodness.
It has been...
Adam, sorry about that, man. He says, Gators and Raiders, tits and cheeks. Go Gators. Adam, appreciate the support, man. I didn't see this come through, man. I apologize. I don't want you to think we're ignoring you. Michael just became a member. Absolutely.
Saw that. Yes. Great job. Thanks,
Daniel
Mike.
Riviera says Pornhub noise. Mr. Nobody said, I will leave the wife and the kids for my fantasy league. I love it. Let's get the fantasy. I'm telling you, fantasy football, it's a big deal around here, baby.
It's going to be saucy.
Oh, Sean said hit the soundbite.
Scared money don't make money.
I mean, look, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Let's see here. Michael says, bro, I'm a grouper for these guys. We appreciate it, Mike. Appreciate you joining the club, man. Let's see here. Daniel says, scared money don't make money. If the Georgia fan says hit it, I can't hit it. Daniel D, what's up?
Daniel, what are you doing to me here, my man? I thought you and I had an ongoing thing where like you were my one guy on the cast that I could rely on, and this is how you treat me.
Dixie Norma says nothing like SEC football. Let's go. Great video. Love it. Thank you, man. Oh, another super chat from Ryan. Who won the Stanley Cup? Avs and 6. Avs and 6.
Sorry. Baby.
Sorry about that, Ryan. We missed that. Hit that button. Scare money don't make money.
Scare money don't make money.
Sorry, Steve. It's what the people want.
What is happening tonight?
What do you want me to do? I don't know what you want me to do.
I mean, if they want the button, you hit the damn button. That's what you do.
Let's see here. What am I missing here? Adam Bell, who just commented. Matthew, they're arguing here a little bit. They're arguing back and forth here. These guys are ridiculous. I love it. Human and trails. Conference realignment is bigger than college football, guys. Your tunnel vision is obvious. This whole thing is more about the academic side than the football side of things. You could be right. I'm not. You're right. I 100% have been tunnel vision on this, on a sense of football. I haven't heard much about it being from an academic thing. And if it was, nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about that part. All we care about is how it's going to affect our football. So,
I mean, I could see that just a little bit. I mean, look, the academics at USC and UCLA certainly aren't bad, but let me figure this out. You're thinking that academics is going to be a priority here over just money. When you fly out a women's volleyball team from California all the way to Ohio for the big Ohio State UCLA match, you're thinking that it's an academics thing where you're flying 7 states in 3 time zones. I don't know about that. It seems like an awful lot to pack up and fly that far in order to say that we're academically strong on some of these like not revenue generating teams like football, baseball, even basketball. But I mean, like let's be honest, like what gymnastics team is going to be looking forward to the 4-hour flight, in either direction for the academic side of things?
So
Seems
another
odd.
thing, another super chat from Daryl D. Flanders. My man, $1.99. Appreciate it, Daryl. Appreciate you for the super chat, man.
Baby.
Hey, if you
Appreciate
guys
you.
want to become a member and be able to join our fantasy football league, we'll go over that a little bit later on. Link is in the description to earn your wings, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But they're actually talking in here. I love what they're saying here about this. They're talking about the divisions, which, again, sometimes I get tunnel vision, and we didn't even think of this. They're talking about division Duckman. So Division B is way too stacked. Someone said Division A is weak. Where was that? Who said that? Roger Smith said Division A looks pretty weak. And let's talk about it, Steve. Let's look at these divisions right now. I didn't even pull up the Big Ten division because I wasn't really interested in it, being honest. I mean, look, the ones that we care about are all right here. So Division A, B, C, D. If we had to rank them between A, B, C, D, give me your 1 through 4 right now, Steve, on toughness,
Whew.
on stackness.
I'm going to go D1, B2, and C3, and then A4.
Okay, hold on. So I was gonna give you D, but with Georgia and Bama, they cross each other out, right?
Okay.
You can put Florida and Auburn, they cross each other out, right?
Okay.
That's fair. Clemson, LSU cross each other out.
Sure.
Florida State over Memphis, yeah?
I'd say that, yep.
Okay. I'll give Ole Miss over South Carolina, but I'll take Miami over Mississippi State. And that's why I'm saying Division B is better.
Look, it's down to the wire. I mean, both of
it's pretty
those
close.
divisions are damn close. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I'm
say
saying-
that anyone is significantly ahead.
The way things are trending, I think Division B is going to be absolutely stacked, which sucks for Florida, but it's good. It's good for football. Everyone's hating on Miami, and I hate Miami. We're going to get into Miami, and it's frustrating to see. But at the same time, you got to give credit when credit's due. It's really cool. We're going to have a whole hot take about that towards the end. So then after that, I've got C and then A. A is an absolute dumpster fire of a division. Tennessee might actually have a chance to look. It's going to be like the Jaguars division. That's what it reminds me of. It's like who's going to suck the least. That's the vibes that I get. West Virginia might be nasty if this works out. God, I am getting so pumped just thinking about football right now.
Can you imagine this?
Just the weekend of college football. It's a little chilly outside. It's just got a smell in the air. Every time I talk about it, I just get fired up. Man, I'm so excited. Fired up, baby.
Yeah,
Fired
look,
up.
Va-Tech in A, they have their very ups and down years. Vanderbilt is going to be one of these like stepping stones. Like they're never going to be able to stay consistent with even a Memphis in D. Kentucky has been surprisingly consistent here over the last couple of years, and NC State as well. But with a team like Vanderbilt, when you look at these other teams and you look at all 6 of the teams, you just don't see a Vanderbilt caliber football team in any of the other sides. Like, again, they have their ups and downs, but there is no Vanderbilt level consistent doormat in any of the other ones.
Yeah, I agree with the doormat of exactly, right? Like somebody that you're going to walk over each time you play them. Arkansas is 50-50. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. But I would say with Vandy, they're always there. So I agree with you. Adam Liddell says BDCA. That's the same as me. C. Kirby says BCDA. Wow. I'm not putting C. More stacked top to bottom. SEC's not cutting. Vandy is a great baseball school, so they do have value there. I agree with Muddy on that one. What else? Something to say here that I liked. Zachary Whitfield, sorry he's late. His Wi-Fi went out. No worries, man. Welcome to the show. It's been a banger.
Man.
Daniel says he's going to be in St. Augustine this weekend. Going to be at Volano Beach, hanging out at the beaches. Welcome, my man. Welcome.
Welcome.
Let's see here. Let's see. You guys are too fast sometimes. I can't keep up. Mr. Nobody says eliminate North Carolina State. Yeah, that's what we're thinking. Can we trade Memphis for UCF? So UCF is at the look. This is where I think that I don't think it's going to be split to two, because I genuinely believe the Big 12 and the Pac-12 are going to combine forces, and we're going to have a try system. I feel like there's just something. Something tells me that that's what's going to happen. Because why would UCF just make the move and then move again? Or they're going to drop down a division? Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot that's out in the open here with that. That to me, I don't know enough about it yet to have an honest and opinion about it. To be honest with you,
I don't think anybody does. It's moving so fast. There's more smoke coming out than fire right now. But it doesn't mean that it's not planning on being something completely different in a very, very short amount of time. Like they don't seem patient. They seem quick. They seem like they want to get it done. And you could go a whole year and not hear about another team changing conferences or anything like that. Or we could wake up by, Monday afternoon and 4 more have made the move. That's where it's razor thin right now with some of these teams.
It honestly, what excites me is somebody just said, like, they would love to, or Zach just said, I'd love to see all the Florida schools in the SEC. It's just going to be playing all those schools all the time and seeing them play each other, like Florida State, Georgia, Miami, like they're going to be good games. Listen, all these divisions. Somebody said, what if Saban leaves? Will Division V still be stronger? That's a good comment, because if you look back at C, Texas A&M, Texas, where they're headed, they look good. Oklahoma has been on a recruiting just burner lately. They're silently just killing cats. Texas A&M, we know what they're doing and have done. Mizzou is always in the picture. So I honestly, now I could see you take Bama. If you remove Bama, like you've always said, Steve, they carry the SEC. They're kind of carrying the division.
Yeah, looking with LSU getting a new coach in there now, there could be some changes on what happens and what that team looks like here. Auburn has, they've been consistently inconsistent. They're up there, they're back. They're up there, they're back. But you've got your 2 schools at the bottom in Mississippi State and Ole Miss, and they constantly strive to get good, and they have their years, but they fail to sustain it. And I think that's where the weakness with Division D, especially if there is no Saban in Bama. But the one thing I do want to point out is that Division C, if I'm not mistaken, was actually its own conference at one point. Texas A&M, Texas, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas were part of the.
Arkansas wasn't part of it.
It was before Arkansas left to come to the SEC.
Oh, Steve's bringing out the history book, boys.
Yeah.
See, Kirby, look, he makes a good point. This is kind of where I'm changing my opinion. He says Memphis, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss are never in at the end. And that's true. They kind of just fall off. We expect them to. Every team in the C has been in the top bowls every year. So Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Texas A&M. Okay, I don't.
Yep. By the way, it was the Southwest Conference. Arkansas left the Southwest Conference in 1991 to move to the SEC. But prior to that, your entire Division C was part of the Southwest Conference. And obviously, the teams like Arkansas leaving is what transitioned them into splitting into the Big 12. Little parched there, buddy?
I'm dying over here, bro. I'm running out of juice.
We're only halfway through this thing. We got
a lot. We got a lot of stuff, man. I feel like we don't have enough, and then this thing, the comments get it rolling, and then juices get it flowing, and we have a good time. All right, I think we spent enough time on this, but this was a good time. I really enjoyed this. Listen, if you guys are brand spanking new to the show, welcome. As you see, Steve and I like to have a good time, hang out. We try to communicate and have fun with you guys. Thank you to everyone who has supported and donated some super chats tonight. Look at the jar, just fill it up with just love and happiness. Absolutely incredible. You guys rock and roll. If you're brand new,
it couldn't even fall into the glass. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Couldn't even hold it up.
If you guys are brand new and love what you're seeing and enjoying it and enjoying being with us, subscribe. Right. We go live every Wednesday at 8:35, and now it seems that Sunday might be a continuous show here. So it's going to be fun. Let's move on to the voice of the Gators. We all know that Mick retired. It was a sad day. It hurt. Honestly, I don't see it being replaced anytime soon. But I've got some highlights, I guess you can say. A hot take from Sean Kelly, I believe is his name. And I've heard this guy a few times. I recognize his voice. But I want to get your guys' opinion on how does he sound? How does he sound behind the mic? What's your excitement about it? Kind of like a little highlight reel here. I wanted to see what's going on. Like, what are we going to get? Like, what's replacing this? Because you guys, I take this stuff very seriously, right? I mean, I've grown up. This is why we're doing this. I love this. I think the way you sound and the way you can tell a story through a mic is impactful. And the way you make somebody feel just by their sound of your voice and the inflection of your voice is huge. So the person that replaces this, and to me, is very important. I'm not joking here. I'm being genuine. Steve knows that this means a lot to me. So we're going to listen to this. I want to get your guys' thoughts. I mean, it's just a quick little clip. So, I mean, how much can we really judge? But I'm going to judge the hell out of it. Here we go.
Caught! Touchdown, Florida!
Oh, let me rewind it.
Are you ready? It's the dawn of the 116th season of Florida Gators football. Live from the swamp, where only Gators get out alive, I'm Sean Kelly. Richardson takes the snap on 3rd and 10. Winds up, fires right side for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Florida! Are you ready?
Okay, Steve, what's your take?
It's going to take a while for somebody to come in and have the token line that as soon as you hear it come out of your announcer, that it gets your blood flowing. Obviously, Mick Hubert had Oh My, Gene Deckerhoff for FSU, who we lost this year too. Had the touchdown FSU 5-4-3-2-1. So you would hear it, and it was perfect, and you just knew it the second you heard that phrase, what you were watching, what you were listening to. I think he sounds great. I think he sounds still a little nervous and kind of getting used to it. And I don't think he has just that signature line yet, but I think he'll get there. And if you literally had to watch a game and that's the voice of the Gators, you could watch that game and not turn the channel because it's nails on a chalkboard by any stretch of the imagination.
I agree. I think when I heard it, I was like, okay, I can get behind this, right? And part of it too, probably when he was announcing those games, like his highlights. I mean, he's not during those times. He probably wasn't trying to fight the light of Mick, right? So it's not going to be his own kind of pizzazz during his highlights that he'll create during his times. I'm being nitpicky here, but when he was like, "Oh, touchdown!" Like I need a little more juice behind it, right? Like caught, it's caught in the end zone, touchdown! Oh my! You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I need to feel. Okay, guys, that's what I need. All right, Sean, you gotta put your own pizzazz on it, bub. But I gotta feel it in my bones. All right, I gotta be driving down the back rows when I'm leaving Gainesville. If I'm leaving and I can't watch the game, and I turn on my FM radio, I gotta feel like I'm there, Kelly. Okay, that's all that I ask. That's all that I'm not picky.
It's got to give a fist pump. If you hear it and you won't get a fist pump immediately off of hearing that the team that you're pulling for scored, it's still a work in progress. But that should be it right there. I mean, you should be just like beating a sunroof into the ceiling when you hear that go down.
Yeah. So Steve, I might have to eat my words here. That's
fine with me.
You said your boy from FSU is the best, and I just.
It's all personal opinion. He actually graduated from Florida, though.
But Adam Liddell, who gave a little super chat this evening, says, "I'm sorry to say this, but FSU has the best radio guy."
Oh my gosh, Adam!
Wow,
have a seat, sir.
Welcome to the show, man.
Fire up a camera. Let's get you on this puppy. Let's get you talking.
Steve, that's refreshing. You know how I say to that, Steve?
Scared money don't make money, you know.
Sorry, Steve.
That's fine. It's fine.
Sorry. Hey, my finger slipped.
Boy.
Dixie Norman said, "That's what I'm talking about, Sheldon." Mick was amazing Saturday. Look, I'm devastated that he's gone. He says, at Sheldon, totally agree. Has to have some soul. It does, man. It's got to come from just a place of like passion and again, I'm not saying this guy doesn't have it. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that my resume was open and nobody even gave me a call. And that to me is where I was a little upset.
Look, it'll be instinctive for him down the road. There's going to be a couple of times, big game. a couple of
It
seconds
comes over
left.
him.
It just overwhelms him, and he has that signature line. He probably doesn't even know it yet, but it'll be there. It'll be there when it matters the most. The only experience I think the guy has so far was the spring game. It's hard to make that really all that exciting. It won't take long for that first game against Utah. Lights are on. Big game. You'll start to hear some passion. You'll start to hear some emotion out of him.
I needed that, Steve. I needed that little that support there. If I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, hopefully we don't go through announcers like we do coaches. That would be fantastic. Hopefully we can kind of stick to one.
Usually those guys are pretty committed. I think Florida and Florida State both kept their guy for 20 plus years. So I'm pretty confident that the two adjustments that our teams have made are likely to be there for quite some time. FSU got Jeff Culhane, by the way, so we'll maybe throw him on here next week and see what type of blood pumping that gets from there.
Muddy says, I think Kentucky has the most energetic one. Daniel says, I love hearing touchdown, Georgia. Joey McGill, what up? New here in the chat, but watch y'all for a while now. Love you guys. Go Gators. Joey, welcome, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for hopping in the chat.
What's up, guys?
James Faust, GBO. I don't know what that means. We're going to go into another little segment here. Why not Florida? Have you guys heard that before? Sure you have. Uh-oh. Oh, John Wilcox for you, my friend. $5 for a little.
Scared money don't make money,
We will do that all night long. Those super chats come flying through. We will make Steve's day. That was for you, Wilcox. Bring it in, baby. You! Yeet! Yeet! There you go, Steve. There's your eat, Bubba.
There it is. What does it mean?
Nobody cares what it means. What the people want.
It's what it gets the blood pumping.
So why not Florida? We got a little segment here. Florida did not make the top 25 for the pre-rankings of football, but I wanted to see what teams were in the 20 to 25, and can I make the argument that Florida should have made it over them? So I don't know what they are. I haven't seen it yet, but Steve's got it pulled up right now. Steve's going to give me give me number 20 first. Let's do number 20 first. I have not seen this, by the way.
We have got the now quarterbackless Pittsburgh Panthers with the tiny hand quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, the Pittsburgh bro, you had me confused. I was like, wait, not the NFL. See, that's
no. He just left for the NFL. His little tiny hands got measured.
Yeah, that is.
That's
so. I didn't think that I was gonna have one this soon. But you lose. Oh, I'm pretty sure they had a transfer. I'm pretty sure Pitt has a transfer quarterback. And I did argue that their quarterback was pretty good. And they did lose the number one wide receiver, though. I'll let them have it. Never mind. Move on. I'll let them have it only because they went to a bowl game. Did they win that bowl game? Or was the ACC game? We bet on that game.
I believe they won that bowl game. Yeah, I believe they did. I'll have to go back and check.
It's fine. They can have it. They're right. 21. Give me 21.
Wisconsin Badgers. The Wisconsin Badgers. There's not a shot that they can win the Big Ten, but they do bring back a ton of talent on both sides of the ball. And as is any Wisconsin team, they just always have this running back that will bowl
that's
over
okay.
anybody.
All right, moving along. 22.
Coming in number 22, we've got the Baylor Bears.
They can have it. Bears. That's kind of low for them because then they play in the Pac-12 against Oklahoma State. We bet on that game as well.
Believe so. Yes.
So I'm sure they lost some guys why they're low, but I'm okay with that. They can have it.
Yeah, first year coach though.
I mean, we're in the same boat, so I can't argue.
Number 23, we have got the Oregon Ducks.
That's fine. I feel like they're like a Penn State or like a Notre Dame. They're always going to be up there. It's just they have to be. It's like they have.
Oregon has Dan Lanning, but either way, still first year coach.
Yeah, either way, I think I always thought that. Yeah, I thought that was strange. I was like, damn, that guy went to the Pac-12 or the Pac-12 championship or Big 12, and was it Pac-12? Pac-12, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's Oregon. It's fine.
Let's see here. I've got the Mississippi State Bulldogs
At 24?
24.
That's okay. I could argue, but I'm not. I could see it's close. I mean, we're getting. It's got to be, to me. It's got to be a nail biting reason why not. I think you can argue. All I care about is 25, and I'm glad it came down to this. Is it Texas?
The Tennessee Volunteers.
So somebody else had Texas. Okay, so Tennessee is up there.
Yeah, this is.
I can't argue that then either. I thought
247 via ESPN FPI.
So a few had Texas, and that was where I got a little hot. The Texas one threw me off. So maybe the Mississippi State can throw me off too then. I thought Texas was going to be 25. I heard that. That was the only one I was really chasing, and it seems that you pulled a different list. Tennessee, I'm okay with Tennessee.
It's the most recent one. So
I'm
it's
okay
14 hours old.
What did Mississippi State go last year? What was their record?
Let's see here. That is Tennessee. At one point, Mississippi State showed up at number 8 for ESPN's preseason FPI rankings. However, they barely made it to a bowl game under Mike Leach's second season. So I do not know their record, but I can find it for you. Either way, they barely stuck in.
And he's still
Yeah, Leach is crazy though.
He's crazy. I know you love him. So I'll leave that. I thought Texas was going to be there. Look, to be fair, I was just going to make the argument if it was Texas. Let's say Texas was there because I did see that Texas was top 25. That to me is just blasphemous. There's no shot that you can argue that Quinn Ewers. I know they've got a few transfers that came in, but you've got a brand new coach, as does Florida. But we, at least to me, in my opinion, have a more solidified quarterback situation than Texas. Again, I hold on. I'm kind of eating my own words here because Texas did lose a lot of close games that they should have won. And
we talked about that here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and when Florida lost, Florida lost. I'm beating myself up here. Actually, I think I'm taking the L. I'm taking the L. Honestly, I don't really care. I like being outside of the top 25. I should have started with that. But I like not being ranked because it just to me it creates a ball of energy for the guys coming out to that field, especially playing Utah, who will be ranked. I enjoy it. The longer that we're unranked, the better, in my opinion.
The 13 ranked Utah Utes is where you guys start out. Now, look, this is not the
Final or
Associated Press. This is simply the College Football Power Index, and so this is maybe a little bit different than some of the human rankings that we've looked at. This is simply projections and in black and white more than it is human opinion.
If I had to predict, I could see Florida being in the 25th spot simply for TV ratings for that first game. I mean, what do they have to lose?
Sure.
Just for that first game. It's a kickoff game. I mean, why wouldn't you do that? But that's all we got for that. And then, again, we're going to go into fantasy football really quick. If you guys are brand spanking new here and you just hopped in like a little bit ago and didn't hear my rant the first time, I'll make this a little bit faster. We're going to be hosting a fantasy football league, okay, for you guys to join, to be a part of the shit talking, to win some cheddar, okay? Here's how it's going to break down. We got a new idea here in the middle of this. To participate in this, you have to become a member and earn your wings of the High Top Sports family. Okay, there is a link in the description. Okay, the winner will receive $150 from Steve and I. Okay, also too, what was brought up is during the live, we will be doing a live draft on the live stream. So you're gonna have an opportunity to also be on the stream. We're gonna bring people in to the stream as we're drafting the picks. If people donate and do super chats during that stream, all money raised during that stream will be added to the entire pot for the fantasy football draft. So it's going to be $150 plus whatever we raise during the live draft, plus a signed Gator football helmet by to be decided. Okay? All you got to do is become a member, and then you will be entered. If I'm deciding on how many people it's going to be. It's either going to be 8, 10, or 12, depending on how many people we have sign up and who want to be involved with it. If it's a lot, I'll do a raffle and see how that works out. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a blast, I think. We're also going to do weekly We're also going to do weekly prizes for winners and losers and dark nights. And if you become a member and join into the league, you'll know what I'm talking about. But we're going to give out hats that we're getting, shirts and stickers and all that jazz to people that went out throughout the week. So there's going to be multiple chances to win prizes and get a special video each week and possibly shout out if your team kicked ass, and an opportunity to get roasted by Steve and I, because that's what we like to do during fantasy football. So it's going to be an absolute blast. We're going to keep pumping it and promoting it because it's going to be fun. I think I want to get as much people involved as possible. Fantasy football is always a blast, and the more people, the better. So Joey McGill says he's in. All you got to do, man, join the link in the description. It's right beneath us. Become a member, earn your wings, and you'll be entered into a drawing. We got 2 more topics, Steve. We're running on fumes here, baby, but we're having a good time. We are going to go over the beloved FSU football schedule. I had to make up. We had to create our own little one down here because for some reason it was cut off. But this is the first game right here, August 27th, right? Who is that? What is that logo?
I'm never going to be able to say it right. Duchesne. I don't know. It's a school that we've not yet heard of. Duchesne, I believe.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that they can't beat us because we've all seen what can happen against somebody of the caliber of a Jacksonville State. But I think game one, we'll go ahead and slap a W on that one.
I don't even get a chance to say anything on that one.
I mean, if you can pronounce the team, sure,
okay.
Get
Fair
in
enough.
there.
I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. Dixie Normer said they're in as well. Dixie, just join the link in the description, earn your wings, and then we will get you into the Fantasy Football League. All right, there it is. There's your first W, sir. You are 1-0 to start the year. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, moving on. LSU, Steve. I'll let you go first. I'm going to let you go first on all these, and if I feel that you're just absurdly out of the off the rocker, I'm going to go ahead and say something.
I'm going to put a loss down for that one. FSU was not operated very well in big games like in Notre Dame last year, for example. We do bring back Jordan Travis for a third year. I like our running back committee, so I feel like we can be a little bit more reliable on the offensive side of the ball. But big game, 7:30, LSU in New Orleans. So even though it's not technically a home game for those guys, it's going to be technically a home game for those guys. So I'll put the L down for that.
That's points for Steve there. I'm not going to give you as much hard time now. Louisville, I'm assuming that's in Louisville because it's white, right?
Yeah, it's at Louisville, yeah. You know what? Coming off of a bye week, and that's one thing that they don't see on the schedule. We get a bye week coming away from the LSU game. If we're healthy, if Jordan Travis is healthy, I think we can take a W there. It's a Friday game. It's a 7 p.m. Friday night game. So I think with a bye week ahead of us and maybe any bruises that come out of LSU, we can try to get those guys back healthy. So I'll put a W down for Louisville.
I'll give you that. I'm not. I have a few L's coming. So we're good there. We're good there.
Okay. Thanks.
Boston College, Bubba.
Boston College, my gosh, it may be the most boring game that FSU plays every year. The colors are identical. You never really can tell who's who, and unless you really know both teams. This one is back in Doak, so we'll get a little bit of a break there in playing in Tallahassee. I'll give us the W on it. It's still going to be an ugly game. Boston College does all kinds of misdirection and power with their offensive line, and it can just really annoy the crap out of your defense. And then they always just find these wide open guys streaking down the middle. So it'll be a slugfest. I'll give us the W on it.
I agree. And to be fair about the uniforms, when I was trying to find this schedule, I clicked on Boston College.
Of course.
Wake Forest.
Loss.
I was already grabbing it.
Wake Forest has been playing really good football. They get a lot of action out of their quarterback. They get a lot of misdirection. You got to play extremely disciplined on defense in order to keep that offense under wraps, and it's not the easiest thing to do, especially coming off of what's going to be more of a power game against Boston College. So I think that they're going to finesse us with some misdirection. We'll miss a couple of assignments, and next thing you know, it's 21-3, and it could be a barn burner for them. By the way,
yeah, I think Wake Forest is good. It's going to railroad you. They're coming off the ACC championship. They did beat Pitt. Because you picked Wake Forest.
Yeah.
NC State.
Ooh, gosh, at NC State, I see that. It's like you want to make the L bigger than my W. I'm not a fan of that. I don't really know what your plan is here.
Sorry.
Look, NC State's been playing good football. They play great football against us. Wake Forest is going to frustrate the hell out of us. It's at NC State. Yeah, I'm going to give them the L until we can get to the point where Dave Dorn is taking L's to Florida State on a regular basis. He's just had our number out there, man. They play good ball against us, so I'll go 2 L's in a row there.
Make it a third.
Fair enough. Until we can beat them, we played good ball against them. We can't get the W out of them though. I think they're on a 4-game run.
I'm sorry. We'll give you one here. We'll give you one here. We'll give you one there.
All right, I'll take the Georgia Tech game.
And you could lose that one too. Let's not get it crazy, but I feel bad. You had to say 3 L's in a row, and that takes kahunas. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't liked it just for Steve's just pittiness there. Okay, just taking it to the chin.
Georgia Tech comes back home, and we get a bye week in between Clemson and Georgia Tech. So hopefully we'll be able to get some folks back, from a tough run of 3 games in a row that are going to beat us up pretty good.
Let me see here. Fishing Football Series late. What's going on, man? Appreciate you for stopping by, Bubba. Let's see. Somebody said something about does FSU lose to Georgia Tech? I'm gonna put. We just said W. The U, Steve. I'm sorry, but I think the U is coming for vengeance, and you're part of that vengeance trail.
Yeah, no, Van Dyke's a great quarterback. I mean, look, if you guys watched the game last year, Miami threw up 4 interceptions in the first quarter alone, and we still, by the skin of our teeth, almost lost that game. They have got a much better team down there than I think what anybody in the other Florida schools want to give them credit for. So in Miami, they got us. We got them at home last year. They get us at home this year. I'll give them the W. It'll likely be a night game, and that's about the only time that Miami fans show up is when FSU's in town. So I'm guessing Miami walks out of there with a pretty decent win.
Syracuse?
I'm going to go W there. I know we've slipped up and lost to them in the past here, maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe in the Taggart time frame. But Syracuse is just, man, they're Syracuse, and it's always tough for them to stay competitive year after year.
They do.
I know they had a couple of decent people though.
Yeah, they got our boy. What's his name? They got our quarterback. I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a complete blank.
Emory?
No. What is his name? It's gonna pop up in the chat. Muddy's gonna clutch it up here. I'm drawing a complete blank. We talked about him leaving. Remember?
Oh yeah. That's right. It's
the same. His name's familiar. It's Del Rio.
Yes. Yeah.
Del Rio. I beat you, Muddy. I beat you. I don't want to hear it. So Raging Cajuns.
You look. The Raging Cajuns are out of a coach, from what I hear. So there might be a little bit of a rebuilding time in Louisiana for those guys. So I'm going to put a W up for us on that.
Hold on, Steve. I'm trying to just get this last one here. Do you want to go over the last one, or do you want me to?
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, I think everybody knows what talent level we're up against here. That being said, man, last year it was a 3-point game. You guys were a much better team this year than you were last year. I think our offense is going to be a lot better this year than it was last year. But Friday,
is that big enough?
It's a Friday night. Yeah, yeah. Friday night. It's a Friday game. I say it's 7:30. They've already announced it's going to be a primetime game. It's in Doak. It really just depends on how healthy Florida is if they're on their backup quarterback again, because Richardson's back and forth on the injury list. Who's to say? If he's out there and he's doing what we expect him to do with his talent, it's not going to be a game.
So what did you say, Steve?
50-50.
Scared money don't make money,
50-50.
Bro, Steve has to be the best sport around, guys.
I'm honest, man. I've been watching this news for too long, bro.
How you put up with me week in and week out? This guy is just unmatched. Now, he has his moments where he breaks guys. Don't let him fool you, because it comes down to the actual game. This guy loses his shiz, okay? Don't let this cool, calm, and collected, slick back hair fool you. The guy can get rowdy. So how many L's is that? That's one big one. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 6 and 6. And look, we talked about that. It's a 7 wins is what guarantees Norvell his job back. 6 is going to be a difficult conversation on whether or not he's the guy moving forward, but we'll see. I mean, I feel like that's about as honest as I can get. Now, look, one of these games could go one way, one of these could go the other. 2 of them can go one way, and it could be ugly. So we'll see how this whole thing plays out, man. I do like the fact that we have a third year quarterback coming back in that position. Jordan Travis has gotten better and better, and it looks like he can do more with the offense. We'll see how it translates, but I feel a lot more confident with him now than I did a couple years ago when there was just a quarterback carousel, and I couldn't even keep up with who was even out there.
Daniel prays for FSU to beat Florida, so you got one there.
You and I both, Daniel. You and I both.
What else do I have here? What did somebody said? Friday game? Yes, Adam, it's a Friday game. Somebody just said something about it. Oh, Braves win. Brian Carter. Yes, 3-0. Braves are on burner, baby. Absolutely love it.
Stop winning.
I love it. Let's go. Winning. Last little bit here. We're going to have a hot take. You guys have seen this before. This isn't anything special, but we wanted to kind of have go over things that are kind of trendy topics and just kind of give our takes on it. We all love sports here. We're all having a good time. So we have 30 seconds on the clock. The first thing.
No pressure here.
Steve, you going to go first or me?
I'll go first. I'll jump on this thing because, look, it doesn't take a whole lot to say that Miami on the recruiting trail right now.
Whoa. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. I haven't said the topic. The timer has. You're muted. I can't even hear you. Still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. What did you do, Steve? I can't hear you, Steve. Are you kidding me, bro? This guy's. I can't hear you, Steve. There you are.
You can hear me. I'm here. I'm just fine.
I hear you now. All right. The first topic is Durant. 30 seconds on the clock. And go.
Kevin Durant is the most annoying basketball player I have ever seen of all time. Literally, he's out there every year, 39 years in a row on a 40-year career, asking for a trade. He gets to a team that has superstars. He's not even a superstar. He's always like this role player that just continually goes out there year after year. He gets a ring or two, but it's not because he won the damn thing. It's not because he was the badass that kicked everybody's the rear end up and down the court. He wins because he gets on the best team.
Oh, it did that because of timer. That's when it switched earlier.
Yeah, that's see what you did. Oh, it mutes me when you do that. You little sneaker.
All right, my turn. All right, Kevin Durant, guy's a bum. I've been saying he's a bum for the longest time here. For the fact that he's even being considered to be traded and what he's wanting to be traded for, Brooklyn's getting what they should be getting. But for the fact that he's like, I want to go to that number one seed or that number one seed. And the fact that he's claiming I want to have my number retired, the guy is a prima donna. He's destroying the sport. He's awful for the sport. Can't stand the guy. And you tried to go to Brooklyn. Now, Brooklyn has had the worst, biggest three of all. My time's up. I think you won that one,
be faster. Thank you. Well, I know 30 seconds. I was paying attention to this. Once you finally turned my microphone back on, I appreciate you.
I didn't have you muted, Steve. I swear I didn't. I swear I did not. All right, next one. I'll go first, Steve. Rudy Gobert has been traded to the Wolves. It's crazy to see just the dismantle of the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell is obviously wanting to be traded as well. I'm hoping that Miami goes after him and gets him. But it's crazy to me to see what Utah is doing. They don't have much in Utah but the Jazz. I know their fan base is absolutely incredible, and for them just to go and dismantle, I want to know what the bigger play here and why now and what's happening after you just made two good runs in the playoffs over the last 2 years. I don't know what's happening.
All right, look at that. Timing is done well for you, sir. Oh, look, it's to the same point. Like, Utah has one thing going for it in the state of Utah, and according to what they're doing with their basketball team, that is the college football Utah Utes. There's no real logic or rhyme nor reason behind getting rid of Gobert. I mean, if you don't win games in the NBA, you just trade away all of your best players. Now, look, they may be giving the farm away to go after Kevin Durant, which would be the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen. But welcome to Utah.
Well done. All right, last topic. Miami Hurricanes, Steve. Ready and go.
All right, Miami. Sorry, jumped the gun on that one earlier. I hate to say this, but Miami is out recruiting Florida and Florida State on the recruiting trail. Cristobal is doing exactly what we expected him to do. He's always been a great recruiter, even when he was at Oregon. He is now in one of the hottest recruiting beds in the entire country. And he may not be the best on-field coach, but I hate to say this, he is kicking our ass in regards to recruiting right now. So we all better pray.
Woo! Nice. All right, last one. Last little bit here. This is fun. This is a little hot takes here. Miami Hurricanes. I think we have to applaud what's going on right now down there with Mario Cristobal in the 305. It's incredible to watch. It's fun to watch. It's exciting to see. It sucks. You hate it as a Florida fan, but it's cool to see them kind of make this comeback and be that swagger school again. Here's my hot take, though. The fan base sucks. even as a Miami fan, as a Heat fan, I know that they suck. They're fan weather fans, they're bandwagon fans. The stadium sucks. It's not fun to watch games. The atmosphere sucks. They're going to be transferred to Florida in a couple years. Don't worry. Woo! Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go, baby.
New timer.
Another one. Wow, that was good. That was too good. All right, let's get to the comments here. Let's wrap it up. They're talking about these guys being babies. LeBron's more of a crybaby. Fishing Football, welcome to the show. Hey, that guy has great content. Go check his stuff out. The guy is awesome. Always joins the show too. Appreciate it, man. Daryl DeFlanders, he said something. Can you tell me what that says, Steve? Underneath Adam. Yeah, underneath Adam Lindell.
No, I cannot actually.
Oh, I got
Scared money don't make money.
Oh.
You know?
Thank God we have a button. McLean, yes, Kamani McLean. They're talking about we need to get him. Let me see who said that. Jeffrey Daughtry. Yes, he's going to be huge for the program. Literally. They're saying he's committing tomorrow. I've been seeing it. I've been seeing people recruiting about it. I've heard so much about it. I was trying to see what other news was going on, but that would be a big one for us for sure. Let's see. Love this, boys. Mo, good. They like it. Tell us what you guys think. Did you like the hot take segment? Did we do good? Did we do a good job? We get it. Give us a grade.
Can't count, but that's okay.
What did I lose count of?
Your first 30-second timer.
You're
still gassing, baby.
That was my bad. I wasn't prepared. I got to hit buttons and stuff, man. I got a lot going on, dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great show. I'm going to say it one last time. You guys are going to hear about it until we fill up our spots. We're going to do a fantasy football league. Okay, we're giving out $150 to the winner of this fantasy football league this upcoming season. Not to mention, we're going to be doing a live draft, a live stream draft. Any super chats, sticker chats, whatever you name it, gets donated during that live stream will be added to the pot. So that 150 could be, who knows? Okay, so it could be more. But we're starting at 150. We're also going to be donating a signed Gator football helmet, name to be decided. Okay? How do I join? How do I become part of this incredible fantasy football league? All you got to do is click the link in the description, become a member of High Top Sports, earn your wings, and you're going to be entered in a chance. If it gets to that big, we'll do 10 to 12. If it gets bigger than that, that would be incredible. But I'm looking for 12. If it gets bigger, then holy crap, that's going to be amazing. I won't know what to do with my hands. We're going to have weekly winners where you can have a chance to win High Top Sports hats, T-shirts, and stickers and more. A chance to be on the show. If you are in it, you will be on the show during the live stream. So you have a chance to come on, talk smack. We do weekly videos, recapping the week, picking the winners, talking smack. We'll have a Discord where you can come in and be part of that video and talk shit as well. It's going to be an absolute blast. It's going to be something special. You don't want to miss it. You want to be a part of it. It's going to be a good time. And until next week, guys, maybe Sunday. We'll probably do another show Sunday because Steve he likes to work a lot. Thank you to all who donated this afternoon, all that stopped by and subscribed, became a member, all that good jazz. We couldn't thank you guys enough. We appreciate it. Support Shelton's mustache. If anything, support the stash. Guys, like and subscribe. Be back next week. We go live every Wednesday at 8:35 and now Sundays whenever Steve wakes up. Until then, I'm Shelton.
And I'm Holly.
Boogity, 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 Stevie.
Let's go.
And yes, keep praying for Andrew's baby. Link in the description. Go support his family, guys.
Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show.